I'm Willie, and I'm here to ask OSU World Cup players the questions we've all wanted answers to. Today, I'm talking to Amacetic from Finland. He's a fairly experienced tournament player in his own right. And now, going into his fourth OSU World Cup, he's ready to prove that Finland can be a force to be reckoned with. Hello, Amacetic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for having me on.
As a solid speed player who doesn't use a Wooting keyboard, do you have any recommendations on techniques to get faster?
I actually do use a Wooting keyboard. I won one from the last COE tournament, but I was a very late adopter of the Wooting.
Okay, so before the Wooting, how did you get fast?
I would say regular practice helps a lot. Heavier switches as well, mainly for like technique practice on longer maps, and at least for me, I didn't really play many stream practice maps. I would just play normal maps, play maps that challenge you, play maps that are fun, first and foremost. And, you know, if you're having fun practicing speed, you'll get good eventually, pretty much, is what I'm trying to say. Anyone can do it.
Maybe it's time to update your user page. Put what keyboard you actually have on there.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about that.
You're ruining my questions, no.
Aww.
In tournaments, you have to have a solid foundation of every skill set to perform well. What kind of maps do you end up practicing the most?
I mostly end up practicing reading maps and very gimmicky maps such as tech maps, alt maps, stuff that's not very mechanical. If it's like an aim map, a stream map, those usually come pretty naturally to me, and speed of course as well. It's mostly the gimmicky stuff that requires practice.
The Finnish OSU community has been around for quite some time and has fostered some legendary players. Did you look up to any players from Finland when you were newer?
It's a great question. I looked up to AJJ a lot when I was practicing speed. He's one of the OG speeders here in Finland, and I always wanted to be like him. I feel like I've gotten pretty close as of late, so I'm really happy about that. And also I looked up to Jerekek when he was still playing, but it's been a while since he stopped playing actively, unfortunately.
In the 2023 OSU World Cup, Finland was eliminated during the quarterfinals, placing 17th to 24th. Do you think that this year your team will be able to beat that?
I think we have a good chance of at least matching it. Beating it is going to be very difficult. We lost a few very good players this year, but I feel like we covered those players enough to at least match our previous placement. Also, if I had to maybe complain a little bit, our bracket is pretty difficult, so it's going to be tough, but I have a feeling we at least match. And of course, we're going to try our hardest to place as high as possible.
You seem to be a big fan of all sorts of different format tournaments, even LAN tournaments in person. What keeps you motivated and keeps you competing?
What motivates me the most is just self-improvement in general. I get better at the game. Usually my mentality gets better when I play a lot of tournaments. I don't get as nervous. My method of practicing maps gets a lot better. OSU has been just a big stress relief for me. I feel like as I've been playing tournaments more, I've been able to let it out more. It's an escape for me.
I see you competed in the Laser Grand Arena, which is the first major OSU Laser tournament. How does Laser feel to play on? Do you think it's ready for competitive OSU?
I'm one of the people that do like Laser a lot nowadays. I think for the most part, I haven't played a tournament in Laser for a while. The only complaint I had in Laser Grand Arena was that you can turn off the leaderboards. If they fix that, I'd say Laser is 100% ready for tournament play. I could go through an entire tournament playing Laser just fine. And also, especially in the Laser Grand Arena, the qualifier format was awesome. Having the playlist where you could literally play absolutely whenever, take breaks if you need, that's really awesome, and I think that's the way that qualifiers should be done in a few years at least.
Everyone has their own goals and scores they would like to set. How close are we to seeing a Night of Nights solo double time FC from you?
No way, you actually know?
Of course I know.
That's crazy. Dude, it is going to happen. It is going to happen.
It's going to happen?
Early next year or this year, it is going to happen. The first Night of Nights DTFC. I just need a good enough day and I'll get it done.
The stars have to align.
Pray for me.
I have been waiting for so long to see a double time FC on this, so...
Yeah, I was so close on my run, ridiculously close. I hit, literally all the hard stuff, but I just kind of troll missed, unfortunately. I got so nervous
You're gonna make my dreams come true. And you know what? Thank you for coming out. This was a great interview.
Yeah, thanks always.
Hello everyone, welcome back. 2024 OS World Cup round of 16. We're back in the lower bracket. We've got a couple more matches, a few more blocks. Spain versus Finland in a fight to the death here. I'm Dolan and I'm joined for the first time by Fiery Rage.
Good morning, everybody. A very interesting matchup here. Spain versus Finland. Both in the losers bracket after losing their first matches. Spain lost to Chile 5-2 after getting their first 2 points in OWC history, I believe. So, very strong performance, all things considered, since Chile is one of the favored teams in this tournament. And Finland dropping down to the losers bracket after getting kind of owned by United Kingdom 5-0.
Yeah, that was kind of an unexpected scoreline.
Yeah, we'll see if they can make a bounce back here against Spain.
Indeed. Well, it's now or never. Either they bounce back or they bounce out of the tournament, one way or the other. And you know, Spain there would love to get their first ever OWC win and stay in the tournament. And according to the seedings, it should be a close one.
Spain winning out the roll, so they'll get to decide between first or second pick. Finland gets to decide first or second ban. Same situation as last week, best of 9, first to 5 wins. Only one ban for both of these teams. We'll see what they decide to ban out here. Spain opting to go for second pick, and Finland opting to go for second ban.
Interesting here. So they're going to give Spain the first pick and the second ban. Now, Spain last week, we alluded that they got their first ever OWC points. It was on a DT pick, and let's see, what else did they get on the board on? It was Burn Your TV. Which was, I forget which Nomad slot that was.
I know, Spain in general looked very strong on speed-oriented maps, so I would not be surprised to see Finland ban out some of that. Probably ban out a DT2, I would assume.
Yeah, it was the Nomad.
Okay, that's interesting.
Oh, yeah, very interesting indeed, because the two maps that they did score on were DT2 and Nomad 2. As you said, those speed picks, so they're going to go with the DT2 ban here.
For what it is worth, Finland also has a fairly strong DT2 roster. I mean, for Burn Your TV, as you mentioned, head-to-head matchup. Believe it or not, Finland actually won that head-to-head matchup with 2 FCs and 4 S ranks, I believe, on that map. Just unfortunately, the UK kind of owned them with 3 FCs on that. How much you can do in that situation, but they had a very strong score on that. So not horribly surprising, I would say, I guess, to see Spain ban out DT2. I think it was definitely more of a contestable pick, but probably just not feeling confident on it. Who knows? Finland opting to ban generic. Hard Rock 1, gone. Goodbye.
Get a little bit of aim out of here. And now Finland will have the opening pick. And we'll see. Spain last week in their match against Chile notably had a couple of struggles. That being was one of the other DT picks as well. So it's kind of a mixed bag here. for Spain.
You could say the same about Finland as well. Kind of struggling on quite a number of maps, actually. The only real solid scores that they had were on that DT2 and Nomad 2 against United Kingdom. So, kind of unsurprising, I suppose, since DT2 was banned out by Spain and Finland is fairly strong on speed alongside Spain. Get the free mod 3 out of the way. This is a 230 BPM stream map.
Yeah, I like this pick here from Finland. Going to test the waters here, see how Spain are across the board with the free mod pick, and maybe ease some of their own players into this match, get everybody warmed up and accustomed to the nerves, accustomed to the win-or-go-home scenario. And Fire Rage, you've been in a number of high-pressure situations. How does nerves affect you when you're in the lower bracket?
It's complex. I'd say more than anything, honestly. Usually you just have to kind of walk it and you have to tell yourself mentally, all right, we got to get this done. Let's just go for it. That's what I say, at the very least, whenever I'm in a losers bracket match. I realize the situation at stake. You get in there, do your job. What happens, happens.
Just play the game.
Pretty much, yeah.
Man, I wish I could be like you.
That's crazy.
That's why I'm in the booth. That's why I'm in the booth.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, I'm a boomer too, so. We're both, I'm retired now, so.
Hey, you're a boomer with badges, my guy.
That's true, fair enough.
Well, here we go. Round one going to get underway. Rosters set for both sides. Manolo, Aleph, Creator, and I am going to butcher that last name. I am terribly sorry, my Spanish friend.
Escrupilio, I think.
Escrupilio?
Escrupilio, yeah. I think that's how you pronounce it.
You know, we'll get some help, and I'm sure that was wrong, but they're going to go against AJ. Is that brackets? Those are brackets being used as J's?
As far as I'm aware, yes.
I'm just going to call him AJJ.
I'm not entirely certain on that, but I'm pretty sure that is...
Why do they do this to us, man?
No, don't worry. This should be a fairly close match on paper, though. As we said, both these teams are fairly good at speed. And both teams opting to do a slight overmod. Spain having 2 hiddens and a hidden hard rock. On the side of Finland, hidden hard rock and hidden, so not as much overmod, but still there. See if that plays a factor here.
Pretty good launch for everybody so far. We're already nearly a quarter of the map gone, essentially. Shows you how fast this one is. It's going to get pretty high pressure pretty quickly as these combos start to build.
There's no issues whatsoever with any of the players right now. Manolo kind of struggling in the accuracy department is the only reason.
Oh.
And as soon as I mention his name, there goes the combo. So that's going to give Finland a pretty noticeable advantage here as we progress through the map. Still only a third down, so anything can still happen with 3 FCs to 4.
Now in the midsection.
2 FCs to 4.
Creator going down in the midsection of the map. That's not going to be good for Spain, but Mayuri's going to trade one of them back. That'll keep Spain in it, but they're going to need some more help here. Amacetic, AJJ, and Zepe still carrying on with the 3-way. Make that 2-way.
Yeah, unfortunately, Manolo also dropped there, so it's 2 FCs to 2. Still in the realm of comeback territory, but Amacetic and Zepe are just shredding this right now.
Yeah, now Spain's supporting combos really starting to struggle. They're going to need to see those full combos from Finland go if they want a shot at this point here. Amacetic and Zepe trying to put this out of reach, and they've almost done it.
They're going to be seeing that at the break, too.
Yep, last bend section here.
Getting through it, absolutely no issue whatsoever. It's going to be double FC on the side of Finland, almost double FC to counter that on the side of Spain.
Yeah, Aleph able to come away with the FC of his own for the Spanish. It'll be 1-0 Finland, a solid performance on their pick, a near 500k victory.
Yeah, wait, so they missed on, I think, the first note of the map. That's crazy. Wait, he's got the strategy. I respect that, actually.
Is that the Apraxia method? The ancient Apraxia method?
No, Apraxia method is missing the last one. This is the first one. I respect that.
Reverse Apraxia method.
Now you gotta get the miss out of the way early. 0 nerves for the rest of the map. I respect that a lot. Hidden 2 coming up for Spain. This is a pick we've been seeing quite a lot, actually, throughout the round 16 matches.
Yeah, and it's not quite like other Hidden 2 maps when you look at it. Not really focused on low AR reading as much. There's some tech to this one. There's some mechanics to this one.
Very much a tech-oriented hidden in comparison to your traditional hidden 2s, which are usually the low AR hiddens. A lot more accessible, this one. Still fairly difficult, but...
Yeah, we'll test a bit of flow aim as well.
It's in the realm of, It's in the realm of your general 170 BPM tech-oriented map, just with hidden this time.
Now that might be one of the greatest usernames I've ever seen in my life right there, Fiery Rage. Damn Daniel in the lobby for saying.
It would work a lot better if he was from Chile, I think, but hey.
Yeah. But you know what? Close enough.
I respect the dedication.
He better be playing in the white Vans, that's all I know.
Yeah, we'll see. It's first time in the match. We have Desku coming on the side of Finland. We'll see if Finland can get their second player in. First time to play second player, Nev. We'll see how they do on this map. Spain's pick. Fairly short one, 2 minutes 30 seconds, just like the Free Mod 3 earlier.
And there's the start command from Yazzie. I believe had a happy birthday this weekend as well. Longtime referee in the community. Wish you a happy birthday once again.
Yaz, bring back Summer Cup, please. Thank you.
He's fiending for it.
We need more 1v1 tournaments. This map starts out fairly slow, but picks up in pace pretty quickly. That's when we're going to be seeing a lot of the misses, I imagine. But for right now, all is chill in the world. And here we go. Already seeing some misses. Nev and Amacetic dropping very early on.
Yeah, right before the beat drop there. We'll find a miss and another. Putting Spain out in front, nearly 100k.
Solid scores from them. Aleph drops one of the FCs, and there goes Antonio. So trades equal on both sides. Finland have the better supporting combo as of right now, but accuracy is leaning in favor of Spain just off Daniel having a very solid accuracy. And as soon as I say that, there goes that. Sepe does trade it though, so still 1 FC to 1.
Oops, indeed.
It's Desku versus Creator right now as we get to the halfway point of the map. Slowly shifting over to Finland off Nev's recovery.
And that supporting combo paying dividends for Finland right now. We're still a third of the way from home here on this one.
Things hold out as they are at the moment. Should be shifting over to Finland, probably with about a fourth of the map remaining. Still a lot more map to go though, and as we get into one of the harder parts of the map, And
Oh,
there
Nev.
goes Nev's supporting combo right there. So just as I said that, Finland momentum is completely halted in its tracks.
Yeah, Aleph will trade it back, so that will at least keep Spain from running away with it. But Aleph and Daniel now going to find a miss. Desku will trade it back. Still 75-80K, and Spain now looks like they'll be able to hold on here as Creator is going to limp home the FC here.
Creator, probably one of the better players on the Spanish roster. Bringing home a very solid FC there. Getting Spain their first point on the board.
Make that their third point in OWC history. A brilliant FC from Creator, 98.84%, but you know, sometimes fiery combo gaming gets the job done.
I mean, no one really had that good of accuracy outside of Antonio on that map. And Creator almost getting the 99%. But other than that, just overall, pretty solid performance. Zepe as well, 99% slider break, unlucky.
All right, both teams able to secure their opening picks in this match. Back over to Finland.
Unfortunately, not really any speed maps for Finland to pick into after that free mod 3. Closest you'll probably get to a speed map is DT1, and even then, it's more aim focused, as is traditional for, or as is tradition for DT1s usually. Rest of the maps fairly accessible for a wide variety of skill ranges, I think. Hidden 1 maybe is probably the one that, out of all these maps, is the most gimmicky, but Finland gonna opt to just stick with what works. Free mod 2. The OWC 2016 Grand Finals hidden. I'm not sure if you were there for that, Dolan.
I was not. That was a bit before my time in circle clicking. I was still catching the fruit.
Respectable. It's a mini game, but respectable.
You know, others would disagree, but you know what? I appreciate your support.
The anti-mod free mod in this pool, CS5 AR8. If you take Hidden, you're going to be having to deal with low AR reading, and if you take Hard Rock, you're going to be having to deal with some precision. Fairly well-known map, all things considered. 2010, I believe, is when this was ranked. Very long Dimatory marathon map. Also a fairly common pick that we've been seeing.
It has been quite the popular pick this weekend in Finland. Still debating on their full roster here. Spain are locked and loaded, ready to go. You love to see that. As well as Bairechu coming in for their first map of the match.
Stews as well. Probably going to be going and seeing him on the Hard Rock. I imagine one of Finland's players might see actually an overmod from Finland on this. This is definitely one of the more overmoddable maps, especially if you're not comfortable on low AR, so I wouldn't be too surprised to see more Hard Rocks taken here. But nope, it's just going to be pretty standard. Aleph on the Hidden, Nev to counter, Bairechu and AJ on the Hard Rock. Everyone else taking no mod.
Yeah, no overmods here. Both teams wanting to play it safe. Just the minimum required mods.
There's a bit of a contrast compared to Free Mod 3. We'll see how it works out.
A very old map here, though. So I can imagine that, you know, not many teams would have a bunch of players that would be wanting to throw mods on this.
This is definitely a map. Well, I mean, we said it was anti-mod, so it's not really comfortable for any of the mods. This is a map that Boomers would be very happy to see in the pool. Not really other players. As we're currently seeing with a couple of early misses, Aleph the only one really struggling on the side of Spain. Meanwhile, Amasetic and Nev dropping combos for Finland.
And that will slightly favor Spain here in the long run. But both the hidden players down, and AJ also going down as well on that Hard Rock over there.
And just Shadoo's on the Nomad early stages. Very long map, so still plenty of time for those combos on Spain to drop, but looking very strong in the early stages here, at the very least, as we get into the first chorus.
And really paying attention to these accuracies here. Antonio's looking quite nice, as well as Shadoo's.
Those Nomads doing a lot of work right now. Hard Rock on Barachu also fairly solid right now, 99%, holding on to the FC through the first break.
Amasetic found another drop there on that Nomad for Finland. And also Creator's been keeping up the combo. Been struggling a bit in the accuracy department, but Spain's Nomad player is able to combo game. And that's making a massive difference right now. 150k and growing on the scoreline halfway through.
Yeah, really, Spain is just not really having a good low AR hidden player, and that's really their only weakness right now on this. And even then, he's doing the job. He's countering Nev well enough. Aleph just getting some unlucky misses here and there, just like that one.
Yeah.
But it's not going to really matter when your team is holding on to 3 FCs.
Yeah, great backing team performance here from Spain. Nearly a third of the map remaining, and Aleph can see that they don't have to worry.
This is the hardest part of the map, though. This is where it kind of spikes. This is where aim gets a lot more tricky. There goes Barachu on the Hard Rock, and this is where we get into a lot more of the flow aim-oriented sections in this.
Yeah, but Spain got to be careful here because Finland have built up some really nice supporting combos. So if we get one more miss from one of these FCs on the side of Spain, a Creator going down, wait a minute, there is enough time.
We've only just started the hard part, so still plenty of opportunities for Finland to trade that miss. There goes Nev, there goes Antonio on the FC. Shadoo's still holding on to the Soul FC in the lobby. Amasetic right behind him, and AJ as well, holding through that section. No issues whatsoever with any of the mod combinations, and it's immediately shifted over to Finland.
A complete meltdown here, and the recovery combo stand tall for Finland. Amasetic, who is struggling in the first half of the map, has found 800 combo at the right time. AJ will drop, but Shadoo's and Amasetic are going to put this one out of reach really quickly.
There's no combo on the side of Spain to counteract even Amasetic, who does drop there, but Shadoo's, he wants this point more than anyone. He's looking to bring home the FC. Hits that last wide angle jump. He should be securing the FC now, since there's not that much to miss on the very end here. As soon as I say that, he's probably going to be missing, unfortunately. But
it's like, hey, you're trying your hardest here, bud.
Hey, you know, I really need to cast your curse somebody on this map.
It's just so you feel like you're doing your job, right?
So that's a really good FC you got going there, Shadoo's. It'd be a real shame if something happened to it at the very end here.
Mighty tasty FC you got going on.
Okay, it didn't work.
Okay, yeah. You see, when you try, it doesn't work. Shadoo's with a brilliant FC, nearly 1 million points, and a beautiful recovery from Finland on a pick that looked like it was going sour for them really quickly.
Overall consistent team performance from Spain there, but Shadoo's pulling out the FC, carrying Finland over to win that point there.
Yeah, chat, that's how the commentator curse works. It only works when you're not trying to actually curse somebody.
Was Finland's pick, so still 2-1 with Spain to follow up with their next pick. Not the worst situation Spain could be in. See what they opt to go for.
I'm looking at some of their previous performances here. I mean, can't really see them just diving head first back into free mod here. No mod 2 potentially. They did like the No Mod 2 last week, but that was kind of a contested pick as we alluded to before the match. Finland had a really good performance on that last week as well.
That's also kind of in a completely different map. No Mod 2 this week is precision oriented compared to the speed that we saw on No Mod 2 last week, so not too sure they'll opt to go for that. Might just see double time here, honestly. DT3 maybe.
That has been a popular pick.
Nope, I'm gonna be sticking with the hidden mod. Let's go with hidden 1. Hope you like finger control and weird rhythms, because this map is literally just that.
Pretty much. Yeah, but Spain not going to complicate things too much with their picking strategy. Hidden worked for us before. We'll go for it again.
Fortunately, does mean no more hidden picks available, so they're gonna have to venture into some of the other mod categories. We'll see how this works out for them. A collab between Oat Milk and Devious Panda, who I'm sure several viewers will probably be familiar with as a mapper in this game. He's done a couple of customs for the Ostworld Cup. This is not a custom, this is a pre-existing map, but nonetheless, you wouldn't really be able to tell, because this kind of plays like a custom map, all things considered.
True.
Very much a rhythm hell oriented pick that you might see in old-fashioned No Mod 6s from 2020 or so.
All right, looks like the players starting to file in for this hidden 1 pick. Finland have their roster ready to go. It's going to be Mayuri, Amacetic, Zepe, and Tabletti checking in for their first map of the match. Meanwhile, Damn Daniel is waiting for some teammates. Be joined by Aleph and Antonio.
I imagine we'll be seeing Creator in for the last one, just probably getting some last-minute practicing. That is what the timers are for, so got to use those timers effectively. Might as well get as much practice as you can. Nothing wrong with that.
It is all within the rules and regulations. And also, we haven't seen many teams call for that timeout so far. But of course, I imagine most teams want to save that for a worst-case scenario or an emergency situation.
We'd probably see it more likely if it goes to tiebreaker, I think, in those situations. Yeah, roster's finalized, so let's get into the map.
Yep, Creator going to round out that Spanish roster, as you said. Called it. Oh, come on, client. Let's go. Would it be a World Cup without a little client technical difficulties, though?
It's actually been pretty cooperative in this match. Kind of surprised.
I just knocked on wood.
It's okay, I'll caster curse the client in place of caster cursing the players.
It's okay, because you intended for it not to happen, it will. The die has already been cast. But anyway, no early misses to speak of here.
Fairly consistent in difficulty on this. There's a slow beginning, but once it ramps up, it pretty much just stays that way for the rest of the map.
Yeah, which is kind of why this intro is just vital to hit. It's essentially the very few free combo that exists within the map before things really ramp up on this hidden 1. As you said, finger control.
You got 1/6 streams, you got 1/4 bursts. I messed that up, it should be 1/6 burst, but nonetheless, you got every sort of rhythm that you can really think of here. So far, no players really having any issue with it. Accuracy lead was in favor of Spain, but Aleph going to be dropping a couple hundreds there. Still holding on to the FCs though, 4-4 right now.
Pretty crazy. We have an 8-way still intact, nearing the halfway mark. We see hundreds coming in all across the screen. Oh, a Creator is going to be the first miss.
followed shortly by Antonio. Zepe trades one of them. There goes Amacetic too. So 2-2. Accuracy lead being the only real major difference here.
Yep.
But should be getting quite dicey now as Zepe trades that.
Right at the halfway mark now, all those misses are going to be essentially score cap, but it's still 2-2. Zepe found another miss. I don't know if that's going to change things. Accuracy will still be an important factor down the stretch.
Very solid FC accuracies from Mayuri and Tabletti right now, 97. Mayuri just dropping now, but Aleph, the only one to really counter the high accuracy on the side of Spain. Antonio as well. It's just those low accuracies from Damn Daniel and Creator making most of this difference right now. Still just about an eighth of the map remaining. And the score line is shifting over to Spain just like that because Tabletti misses. Goodbye.
And just like that, Mayuri goes down as well.
It's over.
Spain checking out. Triple miss though, Antonio. There goes Antonio. No combo for Spain, and Zepe is the only one with a combo in time.
Oh no, please don't tell me this is gonna happen. There
Zepe
might actually be enough time for this to happen.
Tabletti goes down, that might have sealed it. Zepe is the only combo remaining. The misses are coming out, but the time is ticking off the clock. It's at 50K.
This actually, okay,
Zepe goes.
Thank God, I was gonna feel real bad.
Into the ending, no combo. That will seal the deal for Spain. 70,000 the margin, and we are tied at 2.
Getting a bit dicey at the end there with a lot of drops from pretty much everyone there. But Aleph holding on to very good accuracy, 700k, highest in the lobby. Damn Daniel with the 600k B rank, not too far behind there. It's going to help Spain get there.
B rank.
This is definitely one of the, if not 600k, 800k B rankable maps, since this is very hard to act properly.
That is one of the scores of all time right there. But all right, so 2-2. Some early fireworks done. The dust settles, and now we're essentially in a best of 5.
And good news for Finland, no more hidden left, which is what you've lost your past 2 points on, so you can at least hold your head high in that regard. Only one free mod, though, which is what they've been opting to pick into, so we'll see if they keep on that trend and go for free mod 1 here. Although free mod 1 is a bit more accessible as a pick, I'd say, in comparison to the speed-oriented free mod 3 and the old-ass map-oriented free mod 2 pick.
Yeah, now Finland are going to start to really kind of run out of room for comfortable picks here. They're going to have to eventually venture into double time or no mod. If they do pick that free mod 1, they will be forced to on their next pick.
I don't actually think maybe something like no mod 2 or Hard Rock 2 would be... Oh, okay. Interesting. The reading pick in place of the hidden 2. This is where the reading pick is this week. No mod 4, AR8, Gunga overlaps. Probably one of the hardest maps in the pool, actually. I'm kind of surprised to see Finland pick into this, but they do have some very strong reading players, so I guess it's not too surprising.
Yeah, we've seen this map absolutely eat some players alive today and this whole weekend. Nobody's really had a comfortable time on this, and FCs and high scores have been few and far between.
This map is pretty deceptively hard, I think.
Yeah.
It looks like it wouldn't be that hard, but a lot of the overlaps are just tricky enough for you to completely misread and then miss the next 10 notes. This is a very, very practice-heavy map, I'd say, for probably a majority of the players in the tournament. Unless you're very, very strong at reading, you're not going to be having a fun time on this.
Going to see Shaduz and Nev checking back in along with AJ.
I imagine Amasetic is going to be coming in for this one. Not too sure who Spain would go for.
You do see all the players having one last look at this match. This is quite the transition from the last map to this one.
You go from rhythm-oriented hidden to overlap hell.
You gotta love it. Well, it looks like Finland, they're gonna actually change out AJ for Tableti.
As we said, Finland having some pretty strong reading players overall. See how that plays out for them, as this is their third pick. The only reading map remaining in the pool, actually. So, another skill set completely gone. No hidden, no reading after this.
It's going to be Manolo, Daniel, Antonio, and Aleph for Spain against Shaduz, Nev, Amasetic, and Tableti for Finland.
This could be probably a very strong pick for Finland, or it could be a complete toss-up. Who knows? This is one of those maps where you just have no idea what's going to happen until you start seeing the map.
Right. It's one of those maps where even though it's favored for them, it's not a safe pick by any means, just because, as we said, it's deceptively hard, and we were already seeing a triple miss here at the start.
Okay, never mind. This might be a good pick from Finland. I might have underestimated their reading, I think. As we get into the early stages. Granted, Spain not doing too bad here. Still holding on to fairly decent combos, but 3 FCs off the starting gate for Finland. Only really Nev missing on the intro.
And this map, it's relatively short. Manolo's going to find a drop here for Spain. We're already a third of the way through. And Shaduz is the only miss for Finland.
That actually is going to keep things relatively close, though. It's going to be shifting over to Spain as Tableti goes as well. Daniel trades the only FC, though. Okay, everyone's just not having a fun time here. Aleph, the only combo to speak of right now. I don't think anyone's having a fun time with this, actually.
Now Manolo's the highest combo. The person who started this whole chain of misses is now standing tall with the biggest combo in the lobby. But Finland are going to be able to still maintain an advantage somehow. As Tableti's recovered quite nicely here.
It's Tableti. Okay, well, it's Shaduz versus Manolo at the moment. It's going to be slightly shifting over to Spain. 2/3 of the map done, and it is just not stopping. This is a constant barrage of hard reading patterns, and no one's having a fun time. Manolo hitting that entire section. Shaduz drops. Manolo drops on the back and forth. What is going on?
Right as they were about to take the lead, Manolo goes down. That was their biggest combo, and now it's Tableti, the biggest combo with 200 for Finland. Antonio goes down, and Tableti. But nobody can hold combo. Everybody is just falling apart, and it's Amasetic who rises from the ashes to get the point for Finland.
Yeah, that ending performance from Amasetic made it shift over quite dramatically, all things considered. It's going to be a 100K lead, but that was within a razor's edge for pretty much the entirety of that map.
It was not a safe pick by any means, and it was not over until it was over, but Finland gets the job done on reading for 120,000 points.
I think I spoke too soon saying this wasn't necessarily this was a good pick for Finland, because it looked pretty strong on that beginning, and then everything collapsed.
We got caught in like a caster cursing particle accelerator, and then everyone just died.
No one having fun with that map. Quite literally no one. Manolo, the highest score at 426K. But Finland just slightly edging out to Spain on that one.
And that's all that matters in the end, is getting more points than your opponent. Finland taking the 3-2 lead. Now back over to Spain. No break points so far this match.
Still have Precision untapped with that Nomad 2. Also have your generic alt map pick, Nomad 3. Hard Rock 2 as well, somewhat falling under that alt-oriented pick. I guess you could also say DT3 falls under that as well. Outside of those maps, it's just generic aim outside of that. See what Spain opts to go for. Finland did ban Hard Rock 1, which is generic, so wouldn't be horribly surprised to see Spain opt to pick into something like the Nomad 1, DT1, Free Mod 1 here, honestly.
We've been getting some unexpected picks this match. It's gonna be Nomad 3.
I can see this. If you're fairly confident in your overall skill cap, which Spain has a lot of pretty good skill cap players, all things considered, then this is a fairly strong pick, I'd say. This is one of the harder maps in the pool. A lot more alt-oriented, awkward aim, I guess you could say. Awkward aim focused. Snap aim, that sort of thing. Spain just instantly having their roster ready for this. They were ready. Meanwhile, on the side of Finland, we're going to be waiting a while.
We're gonna be waiting a while, I guess. They're getting one last look at that intro. It's gonna be Antonio Creator. Oh, Escrupilio was here.
It's going to be Aleph stepping in there. And Bairatsu. Finland, going to be probably running Anesthetic. The carry for Finland, I would say. By far the best player, at least last week.
Taking full advantage of that timer. And you really can't blame them, because this match, they've kind of been hopping all across the board when it comes to different skill sets and transitioning. We're going from reading to speed to definitely rough segues for these players. It's going to be Desku and Zeppe, along with Bloody checking in for Finland.
Actually kind of interested not to see Shadows in for this, honestly. Suppose Finland having a fairly well-rounded Nomad core, though. Just opting to whoever feels comfortable on this. Pretty lengthy map, 3 minutes long. And once again, another pretty consistently difficult, I would say, map. Overall, there's a couple parts here and there that I think would be considered free combo, but we'll see how it goes.
All right, round number 6. Spain looking to consolidate their third pick in a match that has seen 0 breakpoints. Looking to keep up with Finland here.
As I was saying, one of the harder maps in the pool, so not horribly surprising to see Spain pick into this. They do have very good skill cap players, all things considered.
Yeah, despite that early miss from Antonio, they still lead based off of accuracy.
Very strong FCs at the moment across the board.
That's Desku finding that miss, who was down to 96% accuracy before the miss.
Three FCs to 3 in the early stages of the map. Players finding their comfort in this map after some early misses. Now it's just going to come down to who can be consistent throughout the rest of the map.
Approaching the middle sections now. Crunch time. We'll see if any misses come out. Zeppe is going to find a miss and get score capped. But the gap is only about 20,000 points.
It's actually shifting over to Finland there prior to Zeppe's miss. It's going to be pretty solidly in favor of Spain, even more so now with the Desku recovery combo missing there.
Bloody is well going. And Spain now checking out with a two-way and a nice supporting combo on Antonio. Well, as I say that,
Unfortunately, it's not going to matter too much. 2 FCs to 1, and there's not really any supporting combo on the side of Finland either. Aleph with a 500 combo support is going to be giving Spain quite a lot of leeway as we get to the last third here.
Yeah, they have quite a big cushion, but we've seen crazier things happen. Some combo is built up quite nicely on the Finnish side here. Anesthetic still carrying on.
They're going to need the rest of Spain to break at this point, though, and also for Finland to keep holding on to the combos, which, unfortunately, the recovery combos are just not there. And there goes Anesthetic on the FC, sealing the deal right there. This is going to be by far the most lopsided point of the entire match, actually.
Yeah, this is a very nice performance here from Spain. The question will be, can they secure the two-way?
This is a very good showing, honestly. Two-way FC on this.
Oh, no, Creator.
That unfortunate, but nonetheless, 2 900Ks, or almost 900K. We'll see if Creator can get it at the very end here.
And Adreshu is still going to be able to come away with a full combo. 3 million points on one of the harder maps in the pool is a beautiful performance, honestly, from Spain. Was not expecting that.
As I said, their skill cap is really high. They're very good at these types of no-mod maps, so overall, very strong team performance from them. No one really having any issues with that. 99s across the board outside of the FC. Very solid pick from them. 3-3. We're all tied up now as we get into a best-of-3 scenario. 1 pick for both teams.
Yep, and now this is where we might see timeouts come out. Match is starting to hit critical mass now. Last pick for both of these teams, and they cannot afford to have it go sour on them and get broken. That could result in a match point for the opponent. It is going to be Finland with the next pick. Question is, do they go for that free mod 1?
Considering they banned Hard Rock 1, I'm not too sure if they would, actually. They might just opt to go for something completely different, like Precision here. Or that DT3. I think probably, realistically speaking, we'll probably be seeing them stray away from No Mod 1, Free Mod 1, and then any of the other 4 picks, I think, probably are good for Finland. See what they opt to go for. Yep, it's going to be DT3.
We're not beating the scripted allegations with this, Fiery.
Oh yeah, my bad. God forbid somebody does analysis on this casting desk.
God forbid we do our job. But you've been alluding to DT3 being picked by Finland basically the whole match. Every time they've had a pick, you've said they could go for DT3.
This is one of the maps where you're either confident in it or you're not. This is, I guess the best way to describe it is putting double time on an alt-oriented 4-star map. So that length you see there, 6 minutes, that's going to be around 4 minutes post double time. So one of the longer maps in the pool for sure, but this is all about keeping your calm on some pretty tricky finger control and alt-oriented patterns. We did see how the prior alt map went, though. This is kind of more or less in the same vein, although a lot faster BPM-wise, so we'll see if that trips Spain up in comparison to a bit more of an accessible alt map in No Mod 3.
And gotta give a shout out to Dio here, one of our casters slipping us a unique fact here about Spain. This is their best performance since 2018 group stages when they lost 5-3 to Chile. So this is the best Spanish performance in OWC since 2018. And a chance to win the match.
Well, not necessarily win the match quite yet, but if they get a break point here, it would definitely give Spain the confidence going into their last pick.
And that would be huge momentum because really all the pressure right now is on Finland here. You got to get this point, convert it, then you don't have to worry. You just have to deal with your opponent's pick, potentially breaking their pick and winning the match, or playing tiebreaker. But as you said, 4 minutes and 16 seconds after double time is applied. That's still a long map for DT.
And one of the longest maps in the pool, as a matter of fact, so consistency is going to be pretty important on this. And just how Fremont 2 went, with Shadoo's having a carry performance, maybe we'll see that from one of these players on this map.
Yeah, roster's pretty much staying the same for the most part. Antonio will be the first drop here for Spain. Finland out in front by 20k.
These early misses not going to be the end of the world, thankfully, on this type of map. Fairly... Once you get into the groove of this map, you might see a couple misses early on here and there, but once you get into the groove, it's not too bad, and I imagine we'll probably be seeing that from Antonio. Just unlucky miss at the very start, but probably going to recover quite nicely. And Amasetic go down, so 2 FCs to 3 now in the early stages. Everyone hitting that cut stream, no problem. It's going to be flipping over to Spain for right now.
Yeah, they will pull that back as the combo comes through. And again, we're just now at the quarter mark of this map. Still 3/4 of the map left to go. Just about 3 minutes.
There goes Shadoo's as well. So actually not looking too good for Finland so far. Only 1 FC countering the big 3 on Creator, Bairochu, and Aleph right now. Antonio as well, as I said, recovering pretty nicely after that early miss.
Yeah, it was just an early break at around the 250 combo mark, has recovered quite nicely, and this is going to turn really ugly for Finland really fast if they do not see a break or two from the Spanish.
They're going to need to see 2 breaks at this point. They're going to need to see probably 2 FCs break. I don't know if Antonio breaking would matter that much.
We are approaching that mid-section of the map where misses are heavily punished. We'll see if anybody gets score capped. It's going to be Antonio, but again, that's not one of the FCs. Bairochu will drop as well, so there's some help for Finland.
That's going to be giving the... Oh, and as soon as we say that, goodbye to that. Desku on the FC, gone.
Getting score capped as well in the midsection goes their final full combo.
Creator and Aleph are going to be seeing that. They have 2 FCs. They're going to play tag team off each other. They're not going to have that much nerves going into this. Actually, they might.
Oh. There goes one. Aleph is down. It's just Creator. And the score gap is slowly narrowing.
That is quite possibly the worst place you could miss for Spain. That actually physically hurt.
And Amasetic and Zeppe are back. Shadoo's right behind. This is a nasty recovery here from Finland. And it's 50k with 1/4 of the map left. It's still anyone's game.
This is definitely going to dramatically shift to Finland, though, for right now. If we see one of these combos break on the side of Finland, then it will be at least a bit... Oh my god, goodbye to the only FC on Spain, and that score lead is immediately shifted over. Zeppe trades it, but it does not matter in the slightest.
Oh man, Shadoo's and Amasetic now gonna do damage. Heartbreak for Spain. They had it the whole way, and in the very end are gonna fall apart, unfortunately. Finland with some brilliant recoveries to secure their 4th point and put themselves at match point, Fiery Rage.
This is nasty act from Shadoo's on this, by the way. 99.6, even with that early miss, that's kind of messed up, actually. This accuracy is actually just frankly insane. He's finally going to be dropping there. I don't even think that was a miss. That was just a 50. That was just a 50 slider break. I think that actually might be an S-ring from him. That is, wow. Okay.
Wow.
Antonio as well with an S-ring, so fairly solid performance, all things considered, from both teams on that. Just Finland having slightly better time there with Amasetic and Shadoo's above 800k.
And boy, did Finland really have to work for that one. but they pull it out of the fire thanks to the length of that double time map.
Overall, team consistency favoring Finland on that one, unfortunately, for Spain, but not quite out yet. Match point for Finland, but Spain has the ball in their hands now. What will they decide to go for?
Last pick of the match. Either it ends here or we go the distance.
And all you really got is the precision pick in Nomad 2, CS6 on that one, generic aim or hard style custom song. There's not really anything I'd say are too confident.
Hard Rock 2.
And it's gonna be the custom song. Here is your hard style. I guess also kind of in the vein of an alt map, but a lot more techy, I think. A lot more fast sliders in this one.
There really just weren't a lot of safe picks left for Spain, were there? So ultimately, they're going with essentially the mod that Finland banned. Finland did ban Hard Rock 1. But Spain are going to stake it all on this. Their World Cup fate is riding on this pick.
Nobody's in the lobby. No one wins.
No one. This is World Cup.
Aleph and Shadoos are in the lobby, but they're down in the
slot 9 or below.
Yeah.
I am surprised the timeout has not been called, but maybe they just know.
You got the timer watchers. Always have to have the yappers in the lobby.
Right. This is what it's all about right here, folks.
Thankfully, this Hard Rock 2 is not precision-oriented. Well, slightly precision-oriented, I guess, if you want to call CS 5.5 precision, but traditionally speaking, not as precision-oriented as Hard Rock 2s usually would be. Still a very hard map to really be consistent on, though. So we get our players in here, finally trickling in.
And we're going to see what these rosters will look like. Looks like it is going to be Creator, Damn Daniel, Antonio, and Bairechu for Spain against Amasetic, Dezku, Zepe, and Tabletti for Finland. And you have to just, that the other players that are not in this lobby are queuing up for tiebreaker practice right now.
Yeah, whoever's not in the lobby is 100% playing that tiebreaker, getting ready for that. And I imagine that's where we'll be seeing the timeouts you talked about. If they want to, that's when they're going to be used.
Yeah, we could be in for some downtime before that tiebreaker. Both teams decide to call their timeouts. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. If we get there, round number 8. Hard Rock 2, Spain's final pick, the final pick of the match.
The beginning on this is really the only free combo. There is a slower section in the midway, but the spacing on that section is kind of ridiculous, so you could miss there very easily. But other than that, what you're seeing right here is pretty much what you're going to be getting for the rest of the map.
Yep. Early misses are going to be traded here from Damn Daniel and Tabletti. Bairechu and Amasetic also trading.
It's an early advantage for Spain. Looking pretty comfortable. No one having any issues with that space triangle there, which is probably the hardest pattern so far. We do see Antonio drop there. It's going to be giving Finland a slight lead, but not by much. And well, there goes Creator, and that's going to be giving Finland quite a sizable lead now.
Yeah, they're going to be able to pull this one over. Even though Spain's out-hacking them, you now see the combo gaming effect. Slider coming in here. Everyone hits it.
This is where you can shit miss though.
Yep. And you see, Finland's actually struggling to pull away with this, despite the combo advantage. The accuracy difference.
The creator slider break wasn't. That was Bancho.
Oh, it was Bancho. Oh, I got you baited, man.
So this is actually a lot closer than we originally anticipated. No one missing on this slow section. This is brutal. That is brutal with nerves to hit. That is actually very impressive. I'm very impressed everyone hit that. I'm not going to lie.
Even these sliders, man, with the nerves, everything is just so difficult. But now we're going to get some more free combo here right before the build up to the last tough section. Tabletti goes down!
And no one else having any... Here's the loop sliders. Anyone going to miss on this? Nope. As we get into the final section here. This is where you get more into the finger control tech-oriented section. Zeppe goes down. Bairechu does trade it, which favors Finland.
But Tabletti had also chained this before. Damn Daniel's also going to be trading one back. This is going to be very close into the last inning section. Spade fade. Oh,
Finland is gone.
Creator.
Finland is gone.
Trio.
Creator did it on Hidden 2. And by God, he's going to be doing it on this Hard Rock 2. Come hell or high water, Spain is getting this tiebreaker, whether they like it or not.
Creator will definitely go down, but the damage is done, Fiery. He has created the tiebreaker situation.
The highest ranked Spanish player putting his team on his back for that last part. And here we go.
This is the OS World Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Are you not entertained?
Yaze continuing her streak of reffing tiebreaker matches. Always great to see that.
Happy birthday! Here's another tiebreaker. And well, we're gonna get to see this map once again. The Toybot Special.
Toybot and Bob collab on this one. Gimmick on this, I'd say probably progressive difficulty more than anything. This is a, you see the 210 BPM there. That is somewhat of a lie. This starts at 180 BPM and then progressively gets higher up to 210 the last half of the map.
And we see, interestingly, the referee reaching out and asking teams if they want to use their timeout. Spain declined, but Finland will opt to use theirs. So we'll just be getting one timeout called. So that'll be an additional 2-minute break here.
Gives them a bit more time to practice this, get ready for it. I've actually seen this tiebreaker quite a lot compared to last week. I think we've only seen it. I think we only have seen the round of 32 tiebreaker once, and we've already seen this like what, 3 times?
I think this is the second or third tiebreaker of the weekend. I know we had the Russia-China tiebreaker.
Oh, yeah, I thought Taiwan and Malaysia went to tiebreaker, but yeah, no, it was Russia-China went to tiebreaker, and that's it. So this is the second one. Still better than round of 32 though, where we only had one.
We're getting our fill of tiebreakers this week. But typically round of 32, you just don't see as many tiebreakers. You might see a couple between, you know, the really close-seeded matchups, but unfortunately this year we didn't get that lucky, unfortunately. We were denied a few times.
Dio coming in clutch with the stats. This is Spain's first tiebreaker since 2016, back when we had best-of-7 group stages. That was back when Spain won 4-3 against Mexico. Finland's first tiebreaker since 2021, where they lost 6-5 against China.
Yep, so pouring, we appreciate the other commentators feeding us some amazing stats about this match. especially these two teams. As you said, it's been a while since both these teams have experienced the tiebreaker nerves and the pressure. So somebody's about to make history, and somebody is unfortunately about to be history.
Don't imagine we're going to be seeing any FCs on this map. Quite frankly, I'm going to make that a bold assumption just out of the starting gate.
Is that like a reverse psychology curse? You're saying that so we will see one?
I hope so. I'd be awesome to see an FC
would
on
be
this, but
high level.
I don't think it's going to happen. Players in the chat joking about going hard rock on this map. Good luck with that, buddy. Keep it up. I'm proud of you. That's not going to work out, but keep it up.
All right, looks like we're getting set for tiebreaker action in the losers bracket. China will get the winner of this. Funny enough, the other team that was involved, one of the teams involved in a tiebreaker this weekend, will get the winner of this.
See Escrapillo come in. So first map he's played, I think, since the first one. See if he's ready for the tiebreaker here.
That's what they have him on the team for. Been practicing since the start.
Anyway, let's go save Princess Chivalry. Also, some more fun facts from Dio before we get into this. Spain's first win in since 2016 if they win this tiebreaker. Finland's first time missing quarterfinal weekend since 2019 if they lose this. So, some history riding on Spain here.
Hey, you know, this is a country and a team that has wanted a dub badly for so long. A prime chance. It's going to be Creator, Escrupilio, Antonio, and Aleph for Spain against Descu, Mayuri, Amacetic, and Zeppe for Finland.
Aleph taking the hidden preference mod. It is valid to do that on tiebreaker. It might be confusing to some viewers, but if you're more confident on your hidden skill than anything else, might as well go for it. It gives you a bonus point.
Yeah,
gives you some bonus points.
And depending on the map, some hidden players are actually better with hidden than no mod, depending on the certain map, so it can be a comfort mod. Yeah, hello, Wowie.
How's it going?
Nice shout out to Wowie. But Aleph is going to be finding an early drop. That's not the end of the world. It's quite a lengthy tiebreaker, and as we've discussed, that hidden, if he builds a combo, will that bonus will play a big factor as Creator also goes down.
Yeah, like I said, this map is pretty consistently difficult, but it is a progressive difficulty ramp. So, while the overall difficulty is still pretty high, it definitely spikes at the end. So, these early misses are kind of going to be a bit of an issue, but not too much if it's traded, which it is by Amacetic and Mariuri, so it's not going to be the end of the world.
Misses traded back a quarter of the way through, so Spain will have a time to recoup the advantage. You already see them pulling the lead back on the scoreline.
Kind of nailing this 1/3 section, honestly. As soon as I say that, one of the FCs on the side of Spain goes down. There goes Escrapillo.
Yeah, only Antonio for Spain having to fight off a two-way from Descu and Zeppe on the side of Finland. But one thing that we've seen this match, Fiery, is supporting combos recovering quite well on both sides on their own respective picks. Spain have done it. We've seen Finland do it on two of their picks, notably that one where they had to pull it back from the jaws of defeat.
And the supporting combo is the reason Finland's not really running away with those right now. It is slightly shifting over to Finland, even more so now with that additional miss, but it's not really a comfortable lead by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, Spain are actually out-acking Finland, and that's a trend we've seen as well. That's keeping Finland from running away with it despite the combo advantage. We're now in the mid-section of the map, the worst place to miss.
This is the 200 BPM part, if I'm remembering correctly, so we're not quite at the 210 BPM part. There goes Descu on the FC, traded by Aleph. Not one of the FCs, though, and that's still going to be giving Slight advantage to Finland with that trade, but not by much. There goes a lot of combos. Mayuri is gone. Creator is the only combo on the side of Spain, though, battling up against Zeppe and Amacetic.
Yeah, now things are looking pretty dire for Spain with Amacetic and Zeppe comboing. They're going to need to see at least one of them miss really shortly to have a chance to come back into this one. And Zeppe will find the miss. Creator low, and now it's all on Amacetic. For Finland, a chance to secure a win. Mayuri and Antonio trade. The only combo on Spain is Escrupilio with 200.
And this is the hardest part of the map, too. This is where you're probably not going to be seeing a lot of high combos, but Amacetic is just going to keep building and keep Finland in this by the skin of their teeth. And thank you, Bancho.
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing. Absolutely perfect timing. Things looking pretty tense. Don't worry. I'm here to save the day.
Here's some buffer. Amacetic will go down, but only Escrupilio with combo on the side of Spain. They're going to be pulling it back, but is there enough time? There just might be, but they're going to need to hold, and this map gets harder and harder as it approaches the end.
They're going to need more consistent combos from the rest of Spain, though, and that's the problem. I think Spain's nerves are getting to them right now.
Oh,
and
no.
There goes Escrupilio's combo, and I think with that, that might be Spain's chances of winning this match.
Yeah, they would essentially need to see a meltdown here as Descu and Zeppe are matching Creator and Aleph as Creator goes down. And unfortunately for Spain, it looks like this is going to be how the cookie crumbles. Into the end section, we see misses come out from Zeppe Mayuri. A near full reset for Finland, but there is no combo on the side of Spain. They were also reset. And that is going to be it.
Zeppe and Amacetic and Descu all above 400k. Masterclass of performance on Tiebreaker from them. Unfortunately, Spain just couldn't really compete with that overall team score from Tiebreaker.
Spain trying their best to pull it back at the end with accuracy here. It does go down to underneath the 100k. Wait a minute. Yeah. They were pulling it back there at the end a little bit, but by 80,000 points, Finland will survive and take the win 5-4. A heartbreaker for Spain. They were really competitive and really game at so many times in this match, but alas, to no avail.
Spain, unfortunately, will be eliminated from the tournament after this loss, but keeping their heads up high. 4 points against Finland, who have traditionally always made it past round of 16 stages at the very least. Is definitely something to be proud about, especially compared to their prior years.
And you see some good sportsmanship in the chat from Shadoos. You love to see it.
You know, like, this was a very solid performance from Spain, all things considered. I'm very impressed with how they showed up this match. Just unfortunately, Finland having that tiebreaker consistency.
And Finland are going to be walking away from this match feeling quite well, you know, knowing that they were able to fend off a really good challenge. Their consistency was tested, and they survived when it mattered most. Unfortunately for them, they're going to be playing against China, a team that also went to tiebreaker this weekend. So the good news is they'll have a lot of data to go through. That'll be one of the most studied matches of next week. But their lower bracket gauntlet doesn't get any easier, but they can celebrate this win here today.
We're not quite over yet for today. Still have 3, count it, 3 whopping matches, 2 of which are going to be streamed. We have a Peru versus France losers bracket match on the second channel, uslive_2. Chile versus the United Kingdom, which is honestly messed up. I don't know how that's a winner's bracket match this early on. That's going to be on the main stream. United States versus Turkey. Going to be not streamed, but definitely check out the player perspectives on that, because I imagine USA is going to have a couple players streaming that, probably Turkey as well.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be plenty of player POVs you can check out in the community. But as you said, a stream will be this juggernaut of a match coming up here in 45 minutes. Chile and the United Kingdom. Winner of that one will get Australia in quarters.
You go from having Chile and UK, 2 of historic juggernauts, I'd say, recently in the OWC history, and then you just, let's just go up. Let's just go up against the second seed immediately after. Why not? No worries.
Sounds fun. Sounds fun. Yeah, but that's in
Great
45
time.
minutes. That's in 45 minutes from now, and that will be the last block of matches for the weekend. Following that, we'll have a map pool showcase for the quarterfinals, which I know many of you are going to be excited to stick around and watch. But that's it. We're almost out of action for the weekend. Go ahead and go to the bathroom, get yourself a snack, enjoy the downtime, and hurry right back, because we've got one more amazing block of matches to round out the weekend for you. Fiery Rage, I'm so happy I finally got to cast with you, my brother.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll see you next time. Buy banners.
Donate to the prize pool. Money. Thank you.
Business. Numbers.